Okay, YouTube, I thought I'd do a short video on a emergency well pump shutoff. We have geothermal heat pumps. We had a problem a couple months ago where the well line broke during the night, and we ended up with 18 inches of water in our crawl space. It ruined both geothermal heat pumps, it ruined the ductwork and the insulation, along with a separate sprinkler pump. So that was the second time we had a leak. The first time, actually, it was a smaller leak. So, and we do travel sometimes, so you can't really turn the water off. Otherwise, you lose your heat and air conditioning with the geothermal units. So I thought, is there a way to turn off the well pump in case there's a water leak? There are systems out there that will have a valve that will turn off if there's a water leak. But depending on where you place the valve, if the valve is after the leak, the well pump's going to keep going. So came up with this system. There are commercial ones available, but I decided to build my own. It looks pretty complicated, but actually I'll walk you through it. This box is a well pump start relay I got from Lowe's for $40, and it works off of 24 volts. Normally it's used to turn on and off a sprinkler pump. Bought a transformer online from a place called supplyhouse.com, and that's a 220 volt transformer that steps down to 24 volts. And then I bought these two wet switches online, same place, supplyhouse.com, and they're the water sensors. So let me walk you through how this works. It looks complicated, but it really isn't. If you look at the pump relay, the red lines are line in. My pump is 220, so the red are the 220 lines, power coming from the fuse box in here. The black L1 out are the lines going to the well pump. So that's the wiring. Obviously there's a ground wire. On the other side, the transformer has two wires, the black and the orange. They tap into the house power coming in, and that powers the transformer. The transformer puts out, as I said, 24 volts. And that's the blue and the yellow line over here. So you hook that up. Those are the ones that get hooked up to the switches, and these two blue lines are for the relay. So the switches, looks complicated. They have 5 wires. They actually give you a nice diagram. So the red and the black are your power lines from your transformer. They connect up to the red and green on the switch. The orange coming out of the first switch connects to the red and green of the second switch. So that is powering up your switches. That gives the switches power. And then the orange comes out of the switch and goes to, well, in my case, blue, one of the lines going in to the relay. On the other side of the circuit, there's the other line coming out of the transformer. And again, in my case, there's a yellow and a blue, and that connects the black wire for the both black wires for the switches, and connects up to the other wire, the second blue wire going into the equipment. I did buy an alarm. I hooked it in. That uses the white wire and connects up to the black wire. The alarm wasn't very loud. There's no way I could hear it if it was in the crawl space, so I decided not to use it. So that's how it all works. Just to test it out, I actually plugged it into my 220 volt air compressor. So this line is a plug going into the house, and the black is the line going out to the air compressor. Okay, let me turn it on. The air compressor, the valve's open at the bottom, so it makes noise, but we'll turn it on. Compressor's working. You know what? I'm going to close that. Give me a second. I'm going to close that valve underneath so it's not as noisy. Air compressor turns off, reset. Air compressor off. That was me turning the switch off. These things, little hockey pucks, if you turn them over. I'll turn this one over instead. You got a water sensor down here. This is very sensitive, so that will sense the water, turn the relay off to the well pump, turn the well pump off. Like I said, I had a little alarm, wasn't loud enough, but if your well pump's turned off, you're going to find out you don't have any water in your house. And also the geothermal units have a default if they don't get water going to them, then they automatically lock out and shut off. So that way the system is pretty much safe. If it happens at night when you're sleeping, or if you're gone away for a couple days or even a day. I mean, the well pump puts out 33 gallons a minute. In 8 hours time, that puts out a lot of water to flood everything under the house. So anyway, just a little video. Like I said, there is a commercial unit on the market. It's called Leak Defender. To buy is all basically plug and play. You can plug in the valves. It shows you how to wire it up. That is probably 2.5 times as expensive as to what I paid for buying everything in component. But there again, if you don't feel comfortable buying the components and put it together, that's certainly an option. And it's still a small price to pay to save your house from being flooded. So thank you for watching.